Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM. You're listening to Talk Local to Me. Brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition. With your host, Heather Alto and Diane Erb.
Hello and happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you for listening. If that didn't wake you up, then, you may want to check your pulse.
Woke me up.
Hope everybody is having a good day today. Different weather.
Yeah.
It's hot.
It is hot.
Last Wednesday when we did the Healthcare Heroes Parade, I was wearing my wool coat.
Yep.
Today, I, probably should be wearing shorts, but we won't go there. We still got the COVID body going on. I don't know how.
I actually changed my shirt 3 times before I left the house because I couldn't decide if I wanted short sleeves or long sleeves.
I thought you were going to say you kept sweating through it.
3/4. No. Oh, no. I won't doing that much work. I was trying to figure out how to look fashionably, ready for the day.
Cute and bright.
Yeah, that's it. Fuchsia. That's what I got on. I guess that's the color. But yeah, it is hot. But I'm glad. It's nice to have a little bit of the sun. If it stayed like right here. I hate when it gets really, really hot.
Humid.
Oh yeah.
I don't do the humid.
No.
At all.
Not a fan.
Yep.
So, Diane.
Heather.
Tell me. No, we were talking this morning because there's a very important kind of week happening this week.
Yeah.
And you and I were kind of chatting about it because I feel like there is a certain area of pretty much any town or county that I feel like doesn't get the recognition they really deserve. And we have a fantastic one here, at least right here in Bedford, because we work with them quite frequently. And so tell everybody, what week is it and who should be appreciating this week?
Well, this actually kicks off our first segment of Trash Talk.
Yes.
With Diane.
Love it.
Now, look, I say trash talk. Don't be going to call your mama thinking, we're going to be throwing people's business out there and gossiping. But
yes,
that's not what trash talk is. That's not what we're about here at Talk Local to Me. Trash talk is about, anything going on in the community to beautify and, if anybody's having an event or whatever, we'll throw it out there. So this week is National Public Works Week. Yay!
Yay!
So Public Works not only does trash pickup, they do snow removal. They even do the cemetery. Not only the upkeep, but they dig the graves. They do all the flags in town, the banners. Just the list goes on and on. But specifically for us, what they do is they help with our events.
Yeah.
And we could not do these events. They're out there days before, like Battle of the Bands, setting up the stage, bolting them together, doing trash cleanup, putting the perimeter of the fences. They're on it.
Yeah, and I'll give a shout out too to Lynchburg's Public Works because I know when we're doing the Christmas parades and the things that we're doing out there, they're doing a fantastic job making sure that I have all the needs, or they're putting up the barricades that we need done and opening up. Even if it's just something as little as making sure the bathroom at the Hillcats, Bank of the James Stadium now is opened up, so that our float attendants can go in there and use it. So they do a fantastic job as well. And I really think people don't understand how much they do. And I don't know if they just think, trash picks up itself or, the grass along the road cuts itself, but it doesn't. And these people work really hard in the heat.
Oh my gosh, yes.
In the cold.
Take these workers some Gatorade, some popsicles during the heat. I'm telling you, the men and women of Public Works, and because I work with Town of Bedford, I always think of them first, but the counties have Public Works. So wherever you live, I encourage you this week to call your local Public Works and just say thank you. Send them a card,
Drop
something.
off, like you said, drop off a case of water that they can take out there and, have with them. Or I thought it was funny. The first thing first thing Diane is like, oh, I need to take them cupcakes because she always likes to bake. So take them some cupcakes.
They're
sure
probably
they will
like,
appreciate
if
it.
this woman brings me some more cupcakes, I'm going to throw up. But I thought about pizza,
Yeah.
but I feel like that's a little heavy when it's this hot. So I think I'm just going to go get a bunch of ice cream
Oh, that's
and
nice.
take. Yeah. So,
All right. Well, Public Works, get ready. You're going to get some ice cream, apparently.
yeah.
Don't know if it'll be today or tomorrow or Friday, but
It'll be this week.
sometime this week during National Public Works Week. So, but we do want to thank them for all they do. And I love that first episode of Trash Talk with Diane. As y'all know, Diane loves to pick up trash. So anything, we talk about that regularly. So anything that has to do with beautification of our community, she is on top of it. And I do want to very quickly give some shout outs to our show sponsors. Visiting Angels is our new show sponsor for the month of May and located at 2900 Old Forest Road. They are one of the leading home care agencies for seniors in Lynchburg, Amherst, and Campbell County. So if you have a loved one who needs personalized in-home care, contact them at 434-337-3836. And then also, if you're out in this beautiful weather and you're thinking about your summer projects, things you need to do, you need to fix something on your home, and you're kind of looking at who to have come out and do that, well, then look no further than Sunburst Vinyl. Sunburst Vinyl is the best source for replacement and new construction. Getting started, contact them at 434-525-5577. Visit their website at sunburstvinyl.net and use them for replacement windows or gutters or, of course, vinyl siding. But they have a lot of things. We've had them on the show, a lot of things that they can do for your home. So make sure you are, reaching out.
Yeah. And, it's cookout weather and you don't want to be embarrassed having a cookout and having people over and you got a hole in your siding.
No.
So you need to go because they do
Shutters falling off the side of your house. I mean, come on, clean up, people.
Get your stuff together.
Get
people.
Public Works out there.
Is that how it works?
No, but it would be cool if it did. What's that show? Oh, wait. Actually, it's my favorite movie, Dazed and the Confused, where he's like, but it would be cool if you did. That's my favorite part.
I have not seen that. I don't
can't even
know
talk to you
what
anymore.
this rock is that I cannot get from under.
You have not seen Dazed and Confused?
I don't know what I do.
Oh
with
my gosh,
life.
that is the new work day. We're doing that. Part of work. We're gonna have to
Okay.
just watch Dazed and Confused because
I got popcorn in my desk.
And I mean,
so
with
we're
the-
set.
with the legalization of marijuana coming up, that's kind of one of the best movies to watch. So
Well, should I just go bring edibles
No,
instead
well-
of popcorn?
we are really digressing. Back to talking local and talking about business. We have with us today, we have two guests. And I say they're guests and visitors, but they're really not. We're with them all the time. They are two of our GEMS team members, which for those of you who don't know, GEMS stands for Giving Excellent Member Service. So they are volunteers with our organization, the Central Virginia Business Coalition, and they're also sponsors. I feel like they're all around, they're all around fantastic. But so I've got Tina Miller with Tupperware. So you guys have heard me give her plug as far as she's been our sponsor for the past month. And then I also have Andy, the Mountain Money Man, here with us to talk a little bit about finances, but you do so much more than just that. And I love getting your emails, or if you're not following his Facebook page, which we're going to give you that information, you need to, because he is constantly putting out things that you really should look into. And I get those emails I get at least one or two a week that has something that I look at and I go, dang, I didn't know that. And I should.
I need to get that.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody needs reminders or help or links.
Mm-hmm. Well, the one that I saw this week that really stood out to me was the one you put about the gas, where you were like, don't get like $58,000 in debt just trying to make sure you have gas or something like that. What was it? And I was just like, oh, look at you.
Yeah, what we were looking at is, I heard somebody kind of joking. They said, oh my gosh, I'm just going to go buy an electric car instead of having to deal with this gas shortage. I mean, on the way in, driving from Lynchburg, I didn't pass a single station that was out of gas. So as far as I'm concerned, that's over. But you had a lot of people that immediately were making the reaction that said, you know what, that $16,000 car I've got, that's no good. I need to go buy a $75,000 Tesla because that's electric. and that's going to save me so much. But all that you did is you just compounded the problem. So we see little decisions like that people make
Right.
all the time. And when you're saying like you enjoy watching and seeing what I'm doing, I always tell people what I focus on most is finding where we're losing money unknowingly and unnecessarily just with the way that we go through life. So it's little decisions.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. Like, I saw a couple of gas stations out of gas like that one day. And you'd have thought, I mean, it was madness.
I can't with society sometimes.
I just was thinking,
couldn't.
you know what? I'm just going to sit at home. I was fine with just staying at home. I didn't need to go get a new vehicle or anything. I didn't need to fill up Walmart bags with gas or my totes or anything like that. I just said, yeah, I'm going to hang out at home. I got food and I got TV and, you know, I'm good. So, yeah, you know, it's kind of like you were saying, like, and I saw a lot of people posting this. The fear was driving more people than the actual need to go out and do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, savings. We're going to talk with Andy about that. And hey, we're even going to talk with Tina about you can save by having Tupperware. You ain't throwing out your food or doing any of that nonsense. You're
Gotta
saving
keep it fresh. Gotta keep it fresh.
Absolutely. So instead of using Walmart bags, you could have used Tupperware.
Oh,
Look at you.
Lord.
Wrong.
She'd have had us out there filling up little pitchers.
You know,
Tupperware.
honestly, though, back to the gas real quick. I have this week been thinking about these people that have filled up these things. And I honestly was thinking about them like, well, now what are they doing? Like, how are they getting that into their car?
Yeah, I want to know
What
the
was
guy
the
that
thought
had the
process?
huge, like the gigantic agricultural bin on the trailer that he's pulling through. That it's like, is this? Did he then go? Oh, I've got to buy a siphon pump or something now. I've got to try to figure
Right.
out.
I want to follow up with these people. I'm curious.
I did see where, I think it was in Florida where a Jeep exploded because I guess somebody hit it and all the gas he
He
had
had like
in
4 or 5 bags of gas in the
Yes,
front.
and
Yeah,
it exploded the whole.
Wasn't that a Humvee or a Hummer
I don't
or
know.
something?
yeah.
But I
I thought
saw
it
the
was
picture.
Brian Schley's at first, and then I realized it was in a different state.
Brian was out there hoarding. He's like, I gotta get all this gas. I got stuff to
Gotta
do.
get to Charlottesville.
Don't come over here. But no, I think there are so many ways you can save, whether it's, you know, working with someone like Andy or even in little things throughout your home. And so that's kind of what we're going to chat about today and learn more about both Andy and Tina and what they do and how hopefully some tidbits that they have can help you out, you know, hopefully in the future. So I'm going to say, Tina, you look fantastic for 75 years. 75
Thank
years
you.
old. No, I'm just kidding. But Tupperware is 75 years old.
It is.
And
yes.
is that this month? Or this year?
May is the month that we celebrate Tupperware's birthday.
So, all right. So in general, and I'm sure most people who are listening have heard of Tupperware. And Diane, you have heard of Tupperware.
Oh
right?
my! I
I'm just
grew up
playing-
with Tupperware.
I didn't know you hadn't seen Dazed and Confused.
Oh
You had to
yeah,
check.
I wasn't living under the rock at
Okay.
that time, so I know what Tupperware is.
I would just want to make sure.
Yes.
But tell us a little bit about Tupperware. Like in general, like if somebody didn't know what it was, if they were living under that rock.
Well, you almost have to be living under a rock to not know Tupperware.
Yep.
People call any plastic container, for the most part, Tupperware, but it is not. Tupperware carries the quality product that it started 75 years ago. And actually, 75 years is the year of the party.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So that's when they started partying with Tupperware.
Yes.
Oh, I like it.
So we can party like it's 1949.
Oh, yeah. Partying.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But Tupperware does carry the same lifetime warranty that it always has. Quality products is what drove us to be able to celebrate 75 years of the party.
You know, it's interesting that you said that because I have found myself saying a lot of times, go get my Tupperware, blah, blah, blah. And I really mean Rubbermaid, but I'm trying to look cooler, I guess.
I just mean my country crock container I washed out and stuck up in the cabinet.
Go get that Cool Whip container.
Tina's over here like, ladies, better
Oh,
call
yes.
me.
People do that. Yes.
Yeah.
But I know that there are people that still have their Tupperware. I mean, like, they live by it. And it's something that even like the older products, they don't wear out. I've seen where, you know, I even have some, like when my grandmother passed away, that she had in the house, and I took it back and I use now. And you see those little tumbler cups. I know you have those little ones for kids. I remember having those when I was
bought
little.
those for my grandkids. They love them.
The bell tumblers, yes.
So it's definitely a product that withstands, you know, a lot. It's not something, I guess, that many people worry about it being, you know, destroyed or, you know, something that's going to wear out easily.
Yeah. Now the lids. I've read today, interesting fact, that they made or they designed the lids after paint cans. Did you know that?
Absolutely, it was. Earl Tupper, that was his thing. He was a scientist, and he did model the Wonder Lid Bowl seal after a paint can, but inverted.
Interesting. Now, are they ever going to bring back the colors from like the 70s and 80s that like I grew up with, like the green and the orange and the yellow?
Periodically, they do come out with retro products, some in the same colors, but very rarely. Usually, they go with, you know, what's trending today in terms of the colors to match your kitchen decor.
I love them. Like I said, I grew up with them. My mom sold Tupperware for a very brief time back in it was probably 1980. Like I was, you know, old enough to remember, and she would drag us around to go pick up. I guess there was one hub or whatever where she would pick up all the orders, and we'd have to sit in the car, and it was hot and all that stuff. But I remember her having parties, and I don't know. It's like that's what I grew up with, and those little popsicle container things.
Yes, very popular.
I'm like, I can't see you over there.
Well, and I know too, you were saying, so I mean, we're sitting here talking about kitchen stuff, but it's not all just stuff that's in your kitchen.
No.
Y'all have children's items.
We do.
What else is like in the product line? Like,
We have anything from when you think Tupperware, you usually think about the bowl, but we're much more than a bowl, and we're much more than your grandmother's Tupperware now. We've gone from, say, the bowl to preserving your products, but also to cookware. And we have a great line of microwave products as well. We have a microwave pro grill, that anything that you could grill on the outside on your gas grill or your charcoal grill, you can pretty much do in the microwave in that product.
see, I think that's amazing because, and again, it saves money.
It is. I love it.
Because you're not having to go out and buy all that expensive. I mean, you see all these. Okay, I love to cook. Don't get me wrong, I cook, but there's all these like newfangled contraption type.
Fangled.
Yes, I'm old school. But you have these contraptions, and like we buy them, and I look at it and go, "How in the world do I even use this?" When you could just do something as easy as, you know, putting it in the microwave and away you go.
Well, because of COVID, a lot of things have gone video, digital, Facebook, Zoom, those type things, or even on YouTube, and demonstrating how to use the products. But before, and hopefully coming soon, we're able to get back into the home to demonstrate those products. So if you have any questions on anything that you've purchased in the past, even just give me a call, or your Tupperware consultant, and we'll be happy to teach you how to use those products. One of the things when you said besides the kitchen, we have products that are called modular mates, and those are great storage products that can be used anywhere from your kitchen to your garage. So if you're looking for something to purchase for your husband for Father's Day,
Look at you throwing that plug in. I like it.
My favorite
She's winking at both me and Woody. That she's like,
I know. I wish y'all could have seen her wink. She was like, "Hey guys."
yeah. But anyway,
That's how
those
she
are great
gets you.
products. Usually people think about things that you can use for grilling, but those are great products for storing even tools, shoes even.
Well, you know, I like I don't know what they're called or whatever, but they have the ridged bottoms, the containers, and that has the two little,
The Fritz Mart,
yes.
and those are fantastic.
I'm telling you, when I had a greenhouse and I would go and, you know, harvest all of my herbs and stuff that, you know, I would use to then sell, I would put them in these, like the biggest ones. I used to have those. I don't know whatever happened to them. I think family members got them. But anyway, the fresh herbs and stuff would stay fresh in there forever. And it had that little guide on the side of it, and you just push the buttons however it says. Those are cool. You still carry those like it's
Absolutely. Thank you for that. Actually, one of the things that we do with Tupperware is offer a new product monthly for people who are interested in joining the business. And Fridge Mart happens to be that product for the month of May.
Oh, wow.
So Fridge Marts are fantastic and preserving your vegetables and fruit, and they last up to 21 days longer than your normal bringing it home and just putting it in the veggie bin or keeping it in the product in the plastic that you purchased it in.
I don't know how many times that I go to the store and we're trying to be good, right? You know, so you go and you said we're gonna eat fresh food and we're gonna do this. We'll cook at home, and then it's like a week later, and you go, it's been like a week since I bought that. I wonder if it's still good. Yeah, there's so many times that I go and I'm like, oh man, that zucchini looks sad now.
Yeah, or your peppers are shriveled up. I've got some in the refrigerator now like that.
I'm fairly certain I haven't actually eaten a cucumber in 2 years. I buy it and it just goes bad in the fridge.
Oh no, you definitely
Oh
need
my
Fridge
God, I
Mart.
feel you though.
Well, I have the same problem because I actually have a garden and I always overplant. And so I come home with like all this, like I have buckets of zucchini or tomatoes. And half the time I end up throwing some of it out, which is sad. I mean, I should, you know,
you
if
could
you
take
need
it to
some.
Butterfly Field Farm.
Yes, I
Plug for
can.
them.
Oh, that's right. That's good.
But if you wanted to keep it, you could put it in her storage
That's
container.
right. I need to. So, yeah, because I
Absolutely.
always get way too much. And, yeah, I give some to friends and family, but sometimes when you have a good year, that stuff produces quick and you're just kind of overrun with vegetables, and
Yeah.
it's not a bad thing, but
But
it'd
look
be
at the
nice
money
to
wasted.
see, there we go. We're talking
Absolutely.
about saving money, and I mean even saving time, because you're out
Yes.
there picking all these vegetables and it's hot and dirt. And I'm gonna tell you what, I don't like dirt, so I'm out. For me to have a garden, it's crazy. See, that's what I'm saying. You and I
I
are
sit
so
in my
opposite.
garden. I put it
Nope.
over my legs. I love it.
Nope. I mean, I get like, I'll start digging something out and I'll be like, oh my God, there's dirt under my nails.
Maybe
Well, the
you
only
could be
thing-
evaluated.
The one thing that I can say about the Fridge Mart is that you actually need to store it dirty, just the way you brought it in from the store or you've picked it from the garden, and just shake the dirt off and put it in the container. Yes, and
You know, I
wash it
have
and
heard
use it.
that. I mean, even just about keeping your vegetables
They say that with
longer.
eggs too. Don't wash them.
Right.
Yeah.
That's interesting to me. Like, why? See, that's just, no. I'd be like, no, we got to get all the dirt off. Because, see, I just don't like
Well,
dirt.
just shake it
adds
off.
flavor.
Got you.
But you know what? I was talking about saving money because I like some good old cheese, right? And I'll go and buy a big old block of extra sharp cheddar cheese, and then my 18-year-old will never put it in the container or the plastic or anything. So I bought that cheese saver from you,
Great.
and when I got it, I thought, well, how's this gonna work? Like, it just didn't seem like it would. I don't know. But I'm telling you, it did. And I was
Great.
skeptical at first. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I still need to put it in a bag. I did not. Now it's just trying to get my son. I had to throw away a whole block of cheese the other day.
Oh,
and
no.
that hurts my heart, you know.
And your
Threw it
wallet.
away. Because it was like, you know, dried up. Who's eating that? My chickens wouldn't even eat it. So,
You know it's bad when the chickens won't eat it.
I know that's right.
So I want to talk. I know we're talking Tupperware and we're talking about saving, but I'm gonna switch gears on you real quick, Tina. And I'm gonna go from saving food and saving money to saving lives type. And Tina, what most people don't know about Tina, and if you don't know Tina, you need to get to know Tina because she's all
think
around
so.
fantastic person. And we're getting ready to have a train come through.
Hold that thought a
So,
moment.
We're going to talk about how fantastic Tina is in just a second.
We're building the suspense.
That's right. We want people to know. But we're going to talk about saving lives.
Okay. I love a train.
I love it when the train comes through, though. It gives us a good little second to think and,
Adds texture to my hair from stuff falling from the ceiling.
yeah,
Just kidding.
watching the lights shake.
Just shake it off.
Shake it off. Makes me think of that movie Sing. You ever seen the movie Sing? Does anyone? Y'all
The
kids?
cartoon?
Yes.
I actually have seen that
I
one.
love that. I love that cartoon.
Now,
Sing.
I know cartoons, but some of these other ones I can't play with you.
I'll start dancing with it, and my daughter looks at me like, "Why are you so embarrassing?"
I wonder where that video is of you dancing that I took.
I don't know, but let's not bring that out.
That was funny.
Oh, that was funny. I love me a good line dance. If somebody starts line dancing, I'm jumping in. I don't care.
I can do a little bit.
I love it. But so, okay, Tina, let's talk a little bit. You are also a member. Is it the Campbell County Rescue Squad?
Yes.
And it always seems like I think it's going to go away, and then it gets
Now
louder.
it surged
Said,
and got
"No,
louder.
Heather, stop."
That's it,
Yes,
yeah.
it's like no, we're
It's
going to
trying
take
drown
up
me out.
5 minutes of your show.
We're just taking a break.
Yes,
Anyone need any water?
but so tell us a little bit. What got you involved with working with the rescue squad in our area,
Well, actually,
and how long have you been doing it?
I've been doing it for 27 years. Actually, my husband had joined first, but I've outlasted him.
So it's a family event. Your
It
husband's
is.
part of it too?
He was, and
Okay.
my son is actually coming up for a vote to be a member on Thursday.
Now that does not surprise me.
So we're very excited.
I can't even say enough things about your son. He's one of the nicest gentlemen, young men that I know. And he is always so helpful to us at events. And watching somebody who truly loves and respects his mama like he does, you just go home and tell him, I love that kid.
Thank you so much.
So, but anyway, what do you do with the Campbell County Rescue Squad? Are you jumping on the ambulance and heading out? What you doing?
Not now,
She drives
and I will tell you that I really, really miss not being able to do it, but I am the liaison between the board and the actual squad now.
Okay,
So, and I'm a lifetime member.
awesome.
Yes.
So your CPR, are you certified like with the CPR and all that stuff?
Not now.
Not now,
No.
but you used to be with when you were
An
first doing
EMT,
it. Yeah.
CPR, all of that.
All right, cool. Well, I just wanted to bring that up because I think
That's good to know, though.
Oh my goodness, how many trains are going across today?
Sounds like you may need.
Tell you, I need
Woody's
some
over here just
CPR.
laughing.
That's
Yeah.
scary.
But I think it's important to see different sides of people because I think a lot of people, they know Tina and they know she does Tupperware, but you know, they may not know that there's that part of you that has that side that goes out and helps and does the rescue.
gives back to your community. That's amazing.
Thank you.
And that's part of what with Talk Local to Me we want to do. We want to find out about our local businesses and what they do to give back, not just through their company, but even personally, because I think that says a lot about people. So,
We like to get all up in your business.
oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So, really quickly, because we're heading up on like the half hour, I am going to,
I think the
Once-
train has been half of the half hour.
yeah, I feel like
it's
this train is
offensive.
lingering. It's like,
Hey, good. That's a strong economy. You got all these goods and services that are moving.
absolutely. There you go.
Yes.
See? There you go. We're going to do our trivia question, or, you know, we decided instead of having the call-ins now, we are putting the question out there and then asking you guys to go to our Talk Local to Me Facebook page. And once we upload the podcast, put your answer there, and then we will be choosing a winner from that. And I will say, if you're listening or if you pull up this podcast and have not liked or followed our Facebook page or subscribed to the podcast, please do so. I think we're like only 3 likes away from 400, which I feel is really awesome since we just started back in March into February. But our trivia question for today, and our trivia sponsor is Tina Miller with Tupperware. And so it's only fitting that our question is about food. And so it is, what is the only edible food that never goes bad? There is one, and it never goes bad. And I'm assuming you could put it in Tupperware.
Are we actually eating this?
Yes.
I mean, it's a for real thing.
It's a for real thing. And so put your answer on our Facebook page if you know, and we have a gift certificate. Actually, we have a gift certificate to the Virginia Dare.
Ooh, fun.
So if you're looking to go out on the Virginia Dare and cruise around, you're going to want to throw that answer out there. And again, thank you to our trivia sponsor, Tina Miller with Tupperware. And I'm going to let you, Tina, tell everyone how they can get a hold of you.
Go to my website, tinamiller.my.tupperware.com.
And I love how she emphasized those dots, because let's all recall a few episodes ago where I messed her website up horribly.
You got those dots wrong.
And she was messaging me during the show like, oh no, that's not right. So yes, I have been corrected, and now I haven't gotten it wrong since, because I know it now. But yeah, so definitely if you are looking for, high quality Tupperware, if you want to host a party, or heck, even if you want to talk to Tina about being a part of what they do, because y'all do have people that host and then decide, hey, they want to join the team and, sell Tupperware, and that they can just contact you to get that done, right?
Absolutely. Another thing about joining the business is that you don't have to do what we do in terms of doing parties or whatever. You could just join it because you want to be your own contact. So if you'd like to save 25% of what you're purchasing, open up an account for $15 virtually, and you have your own Tupperware business, whether you want to, like I said, do it for yourself, or if you want to service your family and friends. So it's a great source of making extra money as well.
It's only $15.
Only $15.
Is that a one-time fee?
One-time fee, $15, y'all.
Tupperware account for you and for you.
Everybody's getting a Tupperware account today.
Okay, so we got 4 today. Yay!
Contact Tina Miller. And so make sure, again, go to our Facebook page, Talk Local to Me. Only edible food that never goes bad. I know somebody out there has already figured it out, but
I had to look it up.
You had to look it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Text me the answer.
And I do what it
text
I'll
me the
Google.
answer.
I'll Google. Hang on.
And
it
use
makes me
Tupperware.
think. Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
It makes me think of that. Was it McDonald's or some fast food restaurant where
Yes.
they set them out for like 10 years and it still looks like a hamburger? I thought that's where you were going with it.
Yeah, that was years ago when I researched it, and I was like, okay, if you make bread at home, how many ingredients are there?
Mm-hmm.
And then you can look up and you can say for all the different places, and you look at how many, and I think it was like 47 ingredients in a hamburger bun at
Yeah, that's so weird.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh, so that's why when I buy it from like the local place, that's like a mom and pop restaurant, that they got the fresh bread and everything, and you don't have the Tupperware container, so it gets a little funky a few days later. But you've got that McDonald's thing that it's like, you take it out and you go, I think I could probably still microwave this.
2 years later.
I'm gonna scratch McDonald's off the sponsorship list. They will hear this, be like, nope. No, but so Andy, talk with us a little bit about the Mountain Money Man. How did you even come up with that? Like, that's what I want to know.
I love
I want to know where
that.
Mountain Money Man came from.
All right, so I've got to give my wife full credit on that one.
Okay.
So we lived in Lynchburg. We lived up here, moved in 2015, and 2017 had an opportunity. We actually relocated down to Orlando, Florida. So I was there, was trying to figure out that I had a friend who was the copier warrior. Okay, so he sold copiers, and his brand identity try to create that was the copier warrior. And I was like, well, what did I do kind of catchy for me to where somebody would remember? Because everybody knows, like, oh, well, here's my guy that helps with financial stuff or whatever, investments. And I was like, well, what would ring true? And I was like, okay, Orlando Money Guy. Well, that worked great until we decided to move back to Lynchburg. And I was freaking out because I would be out and people would be like, hey, Money Guy, what's up? And so when we were moving back, I was like, Sarah, I've got no clue. Like, I can't, like, what do I do? I mean, my dad does character drawings, and he had like me in the business suit top with board short bottoms and flip-flops and everything. I was like, I have no clue. Like, everything is this way. And she was like, I don't know. We're moving back to the mountains, helping with money, mountain money guy. And I was like, no. It doesn't sound right for some reason. And then I was like, oh, you just change it to Mountain Money Man.
Yeah.
And it just made it to where it was instantly different and recognizable, because when people are trying to think of it, they're like, well, how do I know? So I just save myself in people's phones as Mountain Money Man or Money Guy or anything with that, because you may not remember Andy Young, but I know you're going to remember that, hey, if I've got a financial question, type money into your phone and I pop up.
I mean, honestly, when I first met you, I was like, oh, Andy, the Mountain Money Man. And then Heather had said something another time about Andy Young, and I was like, who? And she said, the Mountain Money Man. I was like, oh. you know, so now, I
That's
mean, now I
brilliant.
know your last name too, but before it, I mean, it, because that's how I just associated you.
Well, I was laughing because Ken and Jess Hess with County Smoke, they just celebrated their 1 year anniversary, and they were talking, they were doing a live stream, and they were like, yeah, we were talking with Andy with that, he's the what's the name of his? I don't know. He's the money guy. They were just so happy that they were just both laughing that they're like, Andy, I'm so sorry, I can't remember the name of your business, but I remember you're the Mountain Money Man.
The money guy.
With that, but it's one of those things that I want people. You laugh, you have fun, but when we get down to it, it's that I want you to know who's your resource to be able to help out. Whether you decide to work with me or not, it's to have those initial conversations with people in the community, because especially when you look around right now with everything that's happening, talking about possible tax changes, when gas goes up to $3.50 a gallon, and things like that people start to go, wait a second, I only have so much money coming in, but I've got any number of things that I could spend it on.
Mm-hmm.
So you have limited amount of money. It doesn't matter if you make $20,000 a year or $20 million. There's only so much coming in, but you could spend it on anything.
Right.
And
Well-
you help get people ready for like retirement and stuff, right?
Yeah. So for my firm, so the Financial Pathway Group, our main thing that we focus on is helping people get to and through retirement. So that's different for everybody. I primarily work with business owners because I've got a soft spot for that. I grew up, we owned an auto parts store that my grandfather founded off the railroad when he retired at the age of 37 with a full pension.
Say what now?
Hold on.
Where'd he work?
He worked for the railroad.
They hiring? I should have just caught that train.
That's right.
Should have hopped on there, right?
Hop on that train
I'm
going
just
down to
kidding.
Norfolk Southern.
Yeah. So I don't think that happens anymore. But, with that he had a full life. And that when he passed away 30 years later at 67, his
Yeah.
retirement was spent owning a business. And I saw he could never spend more than 3 days away from it. So vacations, everything with that he was very successful as a business person. But I saw that everything was kind of cut short. So in my mind, I go, okay, I like that. We had a family business. I saw that we were able to do, but what was missing, it was having there's never going to be a balance, right?
Yeah.
It's where you spend your time and how you're doing it. So when I work with business owners, a lot of it is how can we go fuel what you're trying to do? What are your dreams? So for some people, I was speaking with Chad Rakos with Rakos Pressure Washing yesterday. He said, the reason I'm doing this, the reason I'm a business owner today is because I can't wait to get home and just be dad.
Yeah.
So how many people are always focused on how can you make more money? How can you have more with this? And then it's like, no, how can you just be dad more? That's not a normal financial advisor conversation, but that's when we look at it, it really gets down to what is it that charges you up? What is it that makes you want to run forward? I mean, I'm going to just take a wild guess that most people don't wake up every day that are going to their normal 9 to 5 and go, you know what? I can't wait to go. They're all talking about, I can't wait to be done.
Heather does.
I was about to say, I've got to be the sole, like,
Heather, that
She'll
doesn't
message
count.
you at midnight.
She's not
She's
9 to
like-
5. She's 6 a.m. until 2 a.m.
but I am legitimately one of those people that's like, I love my job and I get up and I'm ready to, I'm like, I want to work. I'm excited about that. But anyway, I'm going to go back. I'm going to sit back down.
But, we see that when people come in and when we first sit down, what we're doing first is just to try to see where you at. Before anybody decides that they're going to work with us or do anything, we do a pathway analysis. And that's when I sit down and start to look at cash flow. So income, what's coming in, what's going out. Then we're going to look at their investments. What are they doing right now? Where is it going? Because what we see often is people just have one bucket. They've been told save in your 401k. You just put it here. If you're a small business owner, you don't have a 401k normally.
No.
Your business is you're living and breathing 401k around you. So again, you're normally not given attention because somebody goes, well, I can't make any money off you. You don't have anything in an account.
Yeah. Yeah. So my husband is self-employed. So, he probably needs to talk to you.
Well, and to the fact though that what you were saying is that they just wanted to be dad. I've actually had to do that same shift because, I am that type of person. I want to work and I sometimes let it consume what I'm doing because I feel like if I'm not working from midnight to, 2, 3 a.m., making sure stuff's taken care of, that I'm being less of, to my members or to the businesses that I'm supporting, when in reality, I'm short ending, like my family is getting the short end of the stick. And, my daughter is constantly, are you still working? What time? Now she does that now, even like 2 PM because she's used to being at home. But it's still
Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah. Well, I ended up recently I finally put a bounce back message on my emails after 5 that says, I'm not available until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And I just said, I need to value my family time more. And so
the time management stuff's paying off.
I know.
From a couple weeks ago.
Exactly.
See, my motto is work hard, but play harder. I was trying to tell my daughter that the other day. She disagreed. But no, seriously. I mean, we can't have Chris all trying to kick you out of the house and
Man, that's the truth. I have to come live over here next to Woody in the garage over here. I'm like, just moving in. Don't mind me.
Put bunk beds over there yet?
Don't mind me over here in the what is the warehouse. Take that. Just tell Brian to send me a bill.
If you look at it though, for you, what do most people when they're working? What is it that they crave? They crave that they get home in the evening and the time is theirs, that they can do what they want. Saturday is when you go spend the money, that you go to the farmer's market, you spend the time that you're out enjoying yourself, you're traveling. And then all of a sudden when you retire, every day's a Saturday.
I want that life.
So, why is it that all of us race so hard of trying to get there? It's because we're all trying to get to where every day's a Saturday.
Yeah.
unless you're Heather. And she's like, ribbon cutting on a Saturday? Yes. And so anyway, that's why I turned around when you were saying that, because I promise no more. We have one this Saturday, and that's it. Diane handles all those from now on. Because I will say yes.
I don't know. I heard that back in January.
Okay.
So.
Well, the person in I will say yes, and so yeah, we're gonna.
You're funny.
But yes, weekends. I mean, I do try and spend a lot of time with my family on the weekends.
You have to have that downtime, but talking about retirement and with my husband self-employed and stuff, we've had this conversation that we'll never be able to retire because we're not at the point where, you're just, we had kids early. So, we had the kids. We're almost empty nesters now. My youngest graduates, next weekend. So he's almost, getting the boot. And then it's like, and you're in this next phase of life where it's like, we should be thinking about our retirement and our happy years or whatever. And what does that even look like?
Yeah. It's funny you say that. I was trying to mow about a month ago, and I got on the mower and I realized that it wasn't just me. The mower was sitting funny because the tires were flat. So I went across to the neighbor and he was like, well, Andy, what is it that you do? And I told him, and he goes, oh man, I wish I would have met you about 20 years ago. He's 56 and he said, I haven't saved anything. He said, nothing. I'm going to have to work forever. And I said, well, no, not necessarily. I said, didn't you tell me that you own a business? And he said, yeah. I said, well, there's ways that we can plan to where we can use your business to fund your retirement. So it's not, all hope isn't lost, but, we need to have a conversation because so many people, they just look for what is the value of my accounts. Well, there's lots of places that you can go and that you can find money. There's lots of places. So if we look at that and we say, what's the value of your business? Who would want to buy it?
Yeah.
What do you have equipment? Do you have all of this? And now when we start to look at it, we're building equity up within this that most people just go, oh no, I don't have a 401k. No, I don't have an investment account. I'm just lucky to have money to pay my employees. That type of stuff that we look at it, that we say, we've got to change that narrative so that we empower people to make decisions and don't feel defeated. Because you might be out there right now listening to this and you're like, oh man, I'm in my 50s too, and I haven't done anything, and I'm embarrassed to talk to somebody. I had a lady that was 62 years old. She sat down in front of me. She was a principal for a high school, and she said, I'm embarrassed to even show you my statements, so I don't want to open them.
That's my life.
And I said, listen, there's no shame or judgment, but I can't help you if I don't know what the situation is. And we looked at it, and I said, okay, so if you never would have met me, what was your plan? And she's like, work until I die. I'm like, is that really what you want to do? Of course not. So we said, okay, from this point forward, we're going to do something to make it better. I can't say that I can fix it, but let's just make it better. And we started doing little things. And that she started paying attention to, hey, how much money am I spending on stuff? And when we did that, I'll never work with a client and tell them to spend less. It's not me to tell you that. But if I make it clear that I'm like, this is where it's going, it's your choice what you do with it.
It's eye-opening.
And that's talking about Tupperware. That's the way I bought my first home.
Yeah.
For the first time, I used mint.com years ago. And I looked and I said, how much money am I spending on eating out? Now, I like food. I like eating out. But I looked at that and I was like, oh my gosh, that's like a house payment right
Yeah,
there. And I
yeah.
just, for 6 months, I said, I'm not going to do that. I'll brown bag it. And by doing that, I was able to save and have that down payment to go buy my first home. And then it just kind of built in that decision that it said, decide what you want to do. If you want to go eat out for 75% of your meals, absolutely go do it. Just make sure we've got enough money to make it happen and everything else you want to do too.
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of people don't think of. You go, oh, I'll spend $3 just to go get, this coffee, and then I'll go buy $12 for my lunch. And you don't realize that you're spending $25 a day almost eating out breakfast.
That's my Joe Beans.
Right. That's
Now
her.
keep
I'm
supporting your
ashamed
local
I go
business.
there twice a day.
Yes. And I'm all about that,
Yeah.
supporting your local business. But just, I think people need to be educated more on, and especially like our youth, because I think that's kind of where the breakdown has been. I think maybe our grandparents had kind of that process, and then it's kind of broken down some. And I think some of our younger generation doesn't realize they're just out there spending away. They're getting that paycheck and they're out there buying what they want, and there's nothing in, and they're still, there's times that my kids will still call me and be like, oh, I need to, borrow $20. I'm like, you got a job. Like, what is happening? I'm waiting for you guys to, make the money so I can retire and y'all take care of me. Like, that's what I need. And that's not going to happen if people don't educate more. And even our younger generation need to know what to do.
Yeah, well, you've got this topic of money that for a lot of people is taboo. That it's like, you don't want to ask somebody how much do you make, or what. I was raised to where it was like, don't talk about money. That was really bad. But if you really look at it, what it breeds is it creates this uncomfortableness to where you're afraid to ask questions about it. So you have people that go, okay, well, maybe you come out of college. When I came out of college from Virginia Tech, I worked for Chili's as a restaurant manager. I was making great money. So my contract, it was $65,000 a year plus a bonus, and I was looking at that and I was like, oh my gosh, this is fantastic. I can't believe this. But, when you looked at it and then you really got down to it, I had no clue how money worked. Right? Like, I came out of school. They don't teach you in school how money works. Then
Not effectively anyway, no.
And I could remember sitting there and trying to decide, like, okay, well, the dog kind of needs food, but I'm hungry. And, well, how much is in the account? And I'd look and I'd be like, oh, well, I got to choose between me and the dog.
Dog, you need to go graze in the field.
So it happens because people make decisions that, I can remember calling up the balance, when back before you had mobile banking, you would call the number on the back of your card and you're like, is there money in the account? Okay, great, we can go. That happens. But it was because you had people that were afraid to talk about money, and you grew up so that if somebody says, well, how much do you make? When I ask that to people now, and if let's say that it's $50,000 a year, and then you look at their expenses and their expenses are 60, you go, well, you can't spend more than you make. It's just, that's what happens. Because what do? We charge it. We just go throw it on the card. I'll pay for it later. Hey, I'm going to get that bonus later. Hey, I'll get that stimulus.
Now, see, I don't use credit cards.
But there's a good way to use them.
There is. Now, I do have one that's got probably like $100 on it. Look, I'm putting my business out there. But it's got $100 on it, and I pay it twice a month. Because I heard that helps build your credit and stuff.
Yeah, well, you want to show, listen, I don't work on credit and I don't do that kind of stuff, but you need to show credit activity. You've got to show that you're trusted with money.
Yeah.
So you do have to have those things. But there's a lot of stuff, I'll have clients that they'll utilize that they say, hey, listen, I've got this card. Maybe it's a Marriott card or whatever with that, and they enjoy traveling. So just look and see if it makes sense. And you say, I can use this. I have the money. I'll just pay it off. And then that way you can go through and you're getting those points, you're getting those travel rewards, but you're staying dedicated to what you're doing. It's the people that can't do that get in trouble.
Yeah.
So you're using the credit card company as opposed to the credit card company using you and charging 18, 20, 24% interest.
See, that makes me so nervous.
Yeah.
Well, see, and that was the thing when I was younger, when I went to college. It used to be where you walked into like the student union and there were credit card reps there. You got
a sweatshirt for signing up for a credit card. It's fantastic.
I got like 4 credit cards, and I thought, oh, look at this. I was buying pizza every night. I mean, I went shopping, and then I got the bills, and I was like, oh, well, I ain't got no job.
I don't know who's paying this.
Who's paying this, And so very quickly I got into debt, and I'm not going to lie or be ashamed. I mean, my grandpa had to help me out back then because I didn't know what to do. And I was blessed that I had that option, but there are some that don't. And so I think that's why, again, I say education is so important, and talking to people like, Andy, it's extremely, I think, important, even if, you may not know what you want to do going forward, but just having something, an idea or the options put there for you.
And this is the exact reason. So we just came off of 2 weeks ago at Neighbor's Place. We did 2 nights of a dinner event just to help out with kind of the basics of how do you put together a plan when it comes to retirement. So we sent out mail pieces to the community. We invited people to be able to come in. We had a packed room both nights. And it was because people, this isn't a normal thing, is that people go, I do have questions about this. What happens if taxes go from a 12% tax on all of my money that's in my 401k to 25% or 50%? Like, if you're counting on that, there's ways that you can really change your life by kicking the IRS out, legally. Not by going to jail for
I'd like to
tax
give them the
evasion.
boot.
But you look at it that has to be done with a financial planner, somebody that can actually help you out and make sense of where you're putting money and how can you make a difference, because you can get in a lot of trouble otherwise. You wind up waking up and you're like, oh yeah, I feel like I did all of this, and then all of a sudden you have the quick realization that, oh, I didn't know I was going to have to pull money out of this account. I didn't know about a minimum distribution. And we see people that it happens all the time that they say, well, I just didn't know. That's all right. You're not supposed to. That's supposed to be somebody that is experienced and does this. I'm not going to go and, try to conduct the train as it goes by. I have no clue what to do. You can put me in it. It's going to look really cool. And then hopefully it has an arrow to be able to grab for the train whistle. But I'm not going to know I'm going to be like, well, how does it move? Is there a gas pedal?
Why is it off the tracks now? I don't understand.
We don't want that again. Once was enough in Lynchburg with that. But, it happens that it's just, you've got to have somebody that empowers you to be able to make decisions once you know what rules you're playing with.
Yeah.
And that's what actually moves us forward.
So besides retirement and stuff, healthcare planning, is that something that you do, or?
Healthcare from the standpoint of long-term healthcare, yes.
Yeah.
If you're worried about like, hey, I'm a employer or I'm an employee and I need health insurance while I'm working, there are some fantastic resources that I can point you in the direction of people here in the local community to help you out. I did that years ago when we went to the Affordable Health Care Act with the Marketplace, and after 2 years, I said, I'm spending a whole lot of time here, and there really wasn't the return because it took me away from other parts of my business.
Right.
So from that I said, I'll step out. I'll let other people that this is their primary focus do it. But if it's long-term healthcare you're worried about, absolutely, because that's something that's coming up more and more often.
Yes.
We see people. My grandmother fell on a scatter rug at 89 years old and shattered her shoulder. From that, it was a 5-year steep decline to where she needed more and more help. And, we deal with this that we say, I love them, I want to take care of them, we'll spend whatever we need to. Well, eventually their money might run out.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're left holding the bag as the son or daughter or grandchild that it's like, well, I love them, I got to take care of them. And then you're faced with the realization that if you don't have the money to do that, they're going to be on Medicaid, and they're going to the first place there's a bed available.
Yep.
I'm glad that that's there as an option, but if you are empowered to be able to make decisions and you can choose what you're doing, probably not what you want to choose.
Yeah.
So, Andy, tell everyone how they can get a hold of you if they want to maybe have a sit down, where they can find more information about the Mountain Money Man.
So if you go on Facebook, if you just type in facebook.com/MTN Money Man, so Mountain Money Man, it's abbreviated for Mountain, that I'll pop up. If you type it in, literally probably LinkedIn, Google, whatever, it's probably going to pop up. I think I kind of cornered that one. But that's the best way with that. If you reach me here locally, it's 434-290-1266. My assistant, Addie, will answer that she has access to my calendar, can put you through if I'm unavailable, and help out with that. And then we'll have our next live events coming up in July. So the month of June we're skipping because my business partner's getting married. So with that, we said, you know what, probably a bad idea to have an event right as you're getting married. So instead, what we'll do is we'll just postpone it to July. So if you reach out to us and you say, hey, I'm just interested in that, we'll put you on the wait list. And as soon as those dates are released, that we'll give you first option at those tickets.
Awesome. So we have about I'd say 5 minutes left, and wanted to very quickly, part of one of the things we wanted to do with Talk Local to Me is talk local about upcoming things that are happening in our community, before our next show, and give people the opportunity to go out and support local. So I do want to mention we have a couple of ribbon cuttings coming up for some businesses in our area. So if you're listening in and you're in the Bedford area today, we actually have one at the Bauer Center for the Arts at 4:00 p.m. And they're at 305 North Bridge Street. And we're going to be celebrating along with the Lynchburg Regional Business Alliance, the renovated spaces that they have done at the Bauer Center and some new exhibits and programs that they're going to be offering. And then Saturday, we will have at 10 o'clock, the Southern Bell Company will be opening in Rustburg at 186 Campbell Highway. And this is I say a boutique, but it's for young girls. You can come out and get makeovers. It's kind of like a little spa for you to bring your daughter out to. You can get pedicures and manicures and your hair done. And they have little, dress up area where they can, dance and play. And it's going to be really cute. So they're going to be having their grand opening this Saturday. And then also I'll encourage you a couple fun things. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, Second Stage Amherst is going to be presenting their movies on the lawn, and they're going to be showing the movie Breaking Away, and it's $5 per person. So that's on, like I said, on Friday evening. And then if you're looking to help out a local nonprofit, Big Brothers Big Sisters is having their Bowl for Kids' Sake at Fort Hill Bowling from 10 to 4 on Saturday. So I'm sure you can contact them if you're wanting to have a team or just to support them in some way, shape, or form with that. And wanted to really quickly put out there that next week, if you are listening, we are going to be doing a little bit of a different show. We switched over to Wednesdays, but next week we're going to be going back live on Tuesday, just for a special edition of Talk Local to Me. We are going to have in studio with us Phil Vassar. So if you don't know who Phil Vassar is, he's a country star, local here from Lynchburg area. He's coming into town next Tuesday to do a benefit concert for the Miller Home of Lynchburg. And so he will be joining us live in the studio to talk with us a bit about, where he's come from with his local roots and why he's back here and supports the Miller Home like he does. And we'll have Stacy Garrett with the Miller Home on the line to talk about, her programs and services that the Miller Home offers. And then also we'll have Zach Burnett, who will be also, he's going to be kind of headlining the show for Phil Vassar. He's going to be coming out before. And so I'm going to have both of them here in studio. It's going to be, I hopefully will be able to speak because I love Phil Vassar. I'm so excited. So tune in and make sure you listen into that episode.
Do we need to bring bleachers in?
I don't know.
Have like an audience?
No, I don't think we're taking tickets. I don't think we're going to have an audience. I ain't telling you. Nobody, we need to move the address. But anyhow, I'm really excited to have both of them come in here and be able to speak about such a wonderful nonprofit that does a lot for young women in our area, and be able to talk to Stacy about her event they're hosting at the Mellow Mushroom next Tuesday night as well. And so that is it for today's episode of Talk Local to Me. Stay tuned. At 1:30, we will be followed with Cool Talk Live, hosted by Brandon Brown with Brown's Heating and Air. He has now started his live show, and so he will be here at 1:30, and he'll be talking with some local businesses as well. So see you next week.